Hey guys, and welcome back to Yoga and Wellness with Amanda. I'm Amanda, and in today's video, we're gonna focus on stretching out the neck and the shoulders, just giving a little bit of love back to the upper body and really just stretching it out. So if you have a yoga mat, grab that, roll it out, and let's get started. All right, so we got our mat set up. We're gonna find a easy seated position. I like to sit in Sukhasana and really just take a moment to lengthen through the spine. Sit up nice and tall. And if you're comfortable, I want you to close the eyes for just a moment. I want you to really focus on your breath. And this is just a nice way to kind of center yourself into practice and give yourself permission to kind of just put everything else on hold, even if it is for 5, 10, 15 minutes. We just want to focus on everything that's going on in here right now. So we'll take a few deep breaths together. We'll inhale through the nose, open mouth, exhale. 2 more, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And gently open the eyes, come back to the room. And we're gonna take a few this is our neck circles here. Just allowing the head to move from side to side. You can take half circles or full circles. Essentially, we're just bringing awareness to this part of the body and waking it up a little bit. And if this feels good, you can keep at it. But what I like to do too is kind of do some up and down, side to side motion with the neck too. So we're going to begin, inhale, bring the gaze up. And exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. 1 more. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Then we'll return to center. Inhale, bring the gaze over the right shoulder. And then exhale, we're bring the gaze all the way over to the left shoulder. Easy for me to say. Inhale, gaze to the right. Exhale, bring the gaze to the left. 1 more. Inhale all the way over to the right. And exhale all the way over to the left. And we'll inhale, come back to center. And we'll just begin to take a few shoulder rolls here. Oops, I'm stuck here. Maybe going forward or backwards. Just finding what feels good. Really allow the shoulders to roll down the back body. And then we're going to continue this motion, but I want us to bring like our hands and our arms into it. So we're going to begin to kind of make little circles, big circles, increase the motion, maybe even bring the spine into it here. And then we're going to start switching directions. So I like to stop because I have to think about it for a second. And we're going to start out nice and big. Keep breathing. And then slowly begin to whittle down to smaller circles. And then we'll bring the hands back to the mat. Great. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome. Now we're going to do a little bit of a cross body stretch. So we're going to first take the right arm and swish that over the body. So then our right hand is on the left side. Use our left hand to kind of guide that right arm in towards the body. Really reach out through your fingertips, creating length. A few more breaths here. And then we'll release and we're going to switch sides. So this time we're going to take that left arm, maybe reach it back and then sweep it across the body, left hand reaches towards the right. And then use that right hand to kind of pull the arm a little bit further. Feel the stretch in the shoulder, the back body. Sit up nice and tall as we breathe deeply. And then we'll release. Now we're going to take the hands and interlace the palms behind the back. Shine the heart space. Bring the knuckles to the mat behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath in. And out. 2 more. And release. Awesome. And now we're going to do kind of like a half cow face arm. So I'm going to turn around so you could actually see my back body a little bit better. So to do this, if you have a yoga strap or something that you would like to use, now is a good time to have that. You can also use like a scarf or a belt, anything that's kind of long. So to begin, we are going to first bring the right arm off to the side, and the palm is going to be facing the front of the room. We're going to bend at the elbow, and I want you to bring the right palm to the back in between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to take the left arm, inhale, bring it up overhead. And then exhale, bring that left hand to the right elbow and then just gently pull it in towards the body. We really want to rotate that right arm so that armpit is facing in towards the body. Sit up nice and tall, breathe deep. And then we're going to leave the right hand as it is as we release the left hand. Turn the palm so it's facing the back of the room. Bend at the elbow and then bring that left palm to the low back. Now here, if you could wiggle your fingers together and grasp the hands, that's fantastic. If not, this is where you can use that yoga strap and kind of grasp onto it. Or you could simply just leave the hands as they are on the back. And breathe into the posture. And then one hand at a time, we're going to release. Take a second here with a breath, and then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time, we're first going to inhale our left arm up, palm is facing towards the front of the room, bend at that elbow, and then we're going to bring that hand in between the shoulder blades to the back. Inhale, bring that right arm up and overhead and find the elbow and gently track that in towards the midline, sitting up nice and tall, breathing into the stretch. And then if you want to take this a step further on this side, we're going to release that right hand, bring the palm so it's facing the back of the room as we bend the elbow and bring that hand to the low back. Now again, we could stay here if this is what feels good. Use that yoga strap or prop to hold between the hands, or if you can wiggle the hands together, you can grasp them here. Now I can't quite reach on this side, so I'm actually going to leave my right hand down on my low back. Breathing into the posture. And then slowly unwind. And while we're here, we're going to bring our hands to clasp together. Bring the knuckles to the floor. Gaze up. Big breath in. Chin to chest. Exhale. Inhale, lift the gaze. Chin to chest. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lift the gaze. Chin to chest, exhale. Awesome. And we're going to release and turn to center. And I'm going to spin around back to face the camera here. And we are actually now going to come into butterfly pose just for a moment here. I tend to get a little bit stiff when we're sitting in that cross-legged position for a while. So I want to come to our butterfly pose. Open the feet like a book. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart space. We're going to do like a half fold here. And I want us to kind of let our elbows rest on our knees if that's comfortable. If it's too much on the hips, you can always put blocks or pillows under your legs here, or you could scoot the feet a little bit farther forward. But I just want to create kind of a nice openness in the chest when we're doing our half fold here. Awesome. And then we're going to slowly return up to our seat. We're going to bring the knees together, and then we're actually going to come into either knee stand or broken toe pose. So depending on like what the flexibility is in your feet today. So I'm going to turn and just face the side of the room here so you guys can see. So if you wanted to come into broken toe pose, you can curl the toes and sit back on them like so. Otherwise, you can keep the knees bent and sit up all the way, or if you'd rather, uncurl the toes and sit on the feet like this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay like this for one, and then I'm going to switch and go into broken toe pose for the next. So excuse me, what we're going to do is we're going to come into eagle arms, and I wanted to do this facing the side just so you guys can kind of see where, oh, pardon me, where I put my elbows. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms out to a T. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the left arm underneath the right and then bring the palms to touch-ish. And like, I don't want us to dump into the pose like this. So this is not how I want you to be. I want you to sit up nice and tall. And I want you to bring the elbows up as high as you can and really breathe into the posture. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. We're going to inhale, lift the elbows a little bit more. And exhale, keep the integrity in the spine and just slowly bend forward a little bit. Yeah, inhale, lift the elbows. And exhale, we're going to crunch just a tiny bit here. One more. Inhale, lift the elbows. And exhale, bring them down. Baby crunch. Awesome. We'll return to center. We're going to release. Maybe take a little goalpost, baby back bend. And for a moment here, I'm going to have us come into hands and knees just to give us a little bit of break. And we're going to do a couple rounds of cat and cow. So we're going to inhale, draft the belly, lift the gaze. For our cow and for our cat, we're going to exhale, arch the spine, allow the head to hang. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And return to center. Great job. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side in terms of our eagle arm pose, but I'm going to sit back onto broken toe pose just to give my feet a little different stretch. So we did the right arm under first, so this time we're going to do the left arm under. So bring the arms out to a T, big breath in. And on the exhale, bring the right arm under the left and bring the palms to touch-ish. Sit up nice and tall, long straight spine. Bring those elbows up as much as you can. Big breath in as we lift just a little bit more. And exhale, just crunch a tiny bit. Keep the integrity in the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, crunch just a little bit. Inhale, lift those elbows. And exhale, crunch just a tiny bit. And then inhale back to center. Slowly release, maybe shake it out a little bit. And we're gonna come back into hands and knees. If you've taken broken toe pose, you can kind of tap out the feet a little bit here. And then we're gonna do a little bit of a thread the needle pose here. So I like to come into this pose from tabletop. I think it gives me a little bit more control and it's a little bit more comfortable because it can be a pretty intense pose. So we're going to begin on the right. So what I want us to do is I want us to feel really grounded and rooted through our left hand here. And then we're going to take a deep breath in as we twist open. Bring that right arm up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring that right arm down to the mat underneath the left, and then you're gonna bring the right ear and shoulder down to the mat, if you can kind of see that. I'm going to bend my left arm, so then the forearm is down to the mat, just for a little bit more support. And you can always come out of this pose if it's too intense. Reposition is needed. And sometimes I might reach a little bit too far with this hand and I have to kind of pull back a little bit because it might be a little too intense on my shoulder depending on how I'm feeling, and that's okay. Let's take another breath here. And then slowly reverse engineer, come out of the pose and come back onto all fours. And take just a minute here to breathe. And we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're gonna inhale, bring that left arm up to the sky, and on the exhale, thread it through, bringing the left shoulder now, oh, my braid's in the way here, to the mat. And you can leave the right elbow bent, you could bring the forearm down to the mat, whatever feels comfortable. Breathe into the stretch. Few more breaths here. Maybe notice how this side feels compared to the first. Honoring that the sides of the body may be different, and that's okay. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly reverse engineer the pose, unwind, and come back into our tabletop. Maybe snake out the spine a little bit if that feels good. If you want to take another round of cat and cow, we can do that too. And then once you're ready, we're gonna find a comfortable seated position once more. So we'll kind of rotate the body back down to the mat, and we're gonna prepare for a straddle fold, and we're gonna add a little bit of a twist to it. So I like to begin by sitting with my feet forward, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend the left knee and bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And then what you wanna do is kind of straddle that right foot out as much as feels good. If you wanna go all the way, that's awesome. If you're only a little bit to the right from center, that's cool too. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, rotate towards the extended leg and fold forward. Now you can stay here, but if you want to add that little extra twist to love on the shoulders, I want you to bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg and kind of just pull the shoulders a little bit more towards the earth. So we're pulling the left shoulder a little bit closer to the earth, and I feel like that's a really nice stretch for the shoulder and the back body. Breathe into the stretch. We're only doing work to the point that feels good. We don't want to overwork the body, and we don't want to slip into discomfort. And then when you feel like you've done enough, slowly release that left hand. And I want us to just release both hands to the mat and just stay kind of folded for a moment here before we begin to rise back up to center. Awesome. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to extend our left leg out until whatever degree of straddle feels great. And then we're going to bend the right knee, bring the inside of the left foot, or the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Got me there. All right. Root down to the sit bones once more. Inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, rotate towards that extended leg and fold once more. You can keep the foot flexed to keep the leg active, and you can stay here. Or if you want to add that twist like we did on the opposite side, we're going to this time bring the right hand to the outside now of the left leg. And maybe notice how this side feels compared to the first. I feel like the first twist I did, there was a lot more pull in my shoulders and low back compared to this side. And maybe that's just because now my body is warmed up, but it does feel a little bit different. I can feel that my left hamstring is a little bit tight on this side, so I'm actually going to bend my knee. If I had a blanket or something nearby, I would totally put that under my leg right now just for a little support. But we're going to breathe into the stretch here. Feel the openness in the back body. And then when you're ready, slowly release that twist. Return the hands to the mat and just stay in this half fold for a moment here. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to walk the body back up to center. And before we end practice, I want us to just bring the soles of the feet to the mat here, hands plant by the hips, and just take a little windshield wiper action with our legs here, just to bring a little motion into the body. We don't want our hips to get tight after we're working our shoulders. And then we're going to come back into our easy seated position. And if you'd like to close out practice with me, go ahead and bring palms to touch. Let them rest at heart center for a breath. And we'll bring our hands to heart center, or from heart center to our forehead. The beautiful, abundant, brightly shining light in me sees, honors, and respects that same light in each and every one of you. Namaste. And we did it. We made it through another yoga flow together. I hope you were able to bring some space into your upper body, work out a few of those kinks, and ultimately just spend some time on your mat. A 10-15 minute yoga practice is a great way to incorporate some wellness in your day, so I hope you were able to find that peace and calming that you well deserve. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you really liked this video, consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you can get notified every Thursday morning when I post a new video to this channel. If you have any questions about today's practice, drop those in the comment section below. Or if you have any suggestions for future videos, I'd love to hear from you as well. Until next time, I can't wait to see you in the next video.